Hi, everyone. Welcome to another conversation as part of this Ohio Tech Day presented by Meta conversation and celebration. I'm really excited for this one. This is a great and fun conversation we're about to have. And the reason for that is hopefully for those, especially schools and students across the state, if you happen to have your Ohio Tech Day logo, which is on this screen, and I'm holding a bunch of them in my hand, which have been turned into stickers, you're looking at two of the students that helped create these. They're part of the team from Dublin City Schools that were at a summer internship at OSA Technology Partners in downtown Columbus. And as part of this summer tech internship, they were the design team that put these together. They made this. They went through a whole process and a whole system that we're going to hear about in a second. But I want to introduce them first and let them share a little bit about who they are. Just a kind of a quick intro for each of you. Hosung, maybe if you want to start and just share who you are, what part of the state you are from, and then we'll Esha go next to you.
Um, Hi, I'm Hosung and I'm from Dublin and I go to Dublin Jerome. I'm a senior this year. And I was part of the internship program at OSA Technology Partners over the summer and was part of the team that designed the logo for Ohio Tech Day.
That's awesome. Thank you. Isha?
Hi guys, I'm Esha. I'm a senior at Dublin City High School. I also did the internship at OSA Technology Partners, and I also helped design this sticker.
That's awesome. Well, Isha, maybe we'll kind of start with you, and then Hosung, we'll go back to you. But you both are high school students. You're part of this state's technology internship for high school students. Again, went to OSA Technology Partners in downtown Columbus this summer. You could have, and maybe you did have other jobs where you worked at, a Dairy Queen, or when I was in high school, I worked at a car wash. But what led each of you to wanting to do this tech internship? Basically, why did you say yes to it? And Isha, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so I've been interested in tech since a very young age, but I didn't really act on it until I was in high school. And I've met like a lot of amazing teachers through Dublin City Schools, and one of them, Mrs. Meesey, recommended me this internship because I was specifically looking for one. And at first, I thought I would have no time for it, but I just went out for it anyways. Um, and I ended up getting super invested in it. I even talked to Dustin and Ryan, two of the people from OSA Technology Partners, and they explained to me what the internship was about, and I was really, really excited about it. And so I applied, and then there was a second application, so I did that. And when I heard I was accepted, at that point, I was just so far into it that I was like, I have to accept it. There's no way I can't accept it at this point. Um, but yeah, it was just an amazing opportunity. And I was so grateful for my teachers for reaching out to me to, um, let me know that this was an opportunity that would be amazing for me.
Yeah, I love that. And Hosang, we'll go to you in just a second. But one of the things I loved about your story, Isha, is it took me until after my sophomore year in college to get my first internship. So I love that you're already having a real world tech internship in high school before you even graduate. And two, this is just a new pilot that the state of Ohio, with companies like OSA and schools like Dublin, are trying to start. And so hopefully that's not as unique in the years to come, where more and more students are going to be able to get some of these real world tech internships to see what you like, and you can explore and career exploration before you go off to college or start real world and get jobs. But Hosung, with same question to you. What interested you in this kind of overall tech internship, and why did you say yes?
So I've always been just interested in like technology and coding ever since I was in like elementary school and middle school. I first started like it was in middle school. I was making like Minecraft mods out of Java. So then that led like up to high school where I took all of the computer science courses that like Dublin provided. And then one of my teachers, Mr. King, last year sent out like an email to all the students where if you're interested in like a summer internship program to like apply. So then I applied, and then I went to like the information meeting we had at school. I like didn't expect to get in because there was a decent amount of people that applied. So I like also found like a summer job, and then I was like on my second day on that job as I was a swim instructor, and then I got an email saying that I got in. So then I had to go to my boss on like my second day, and I was like, I don't think I can do this over the summer. And then he like understood it, and he was like, yeah, this is like a great opportunity for you. And so he was like super supportive of me. So it was like it was good.
That's awesome. Was the internship, and maybe it was different or the exact same for both of you? Was it 5 days a week, 3 days a week? How did that work?
I went 5 days a week. It was from 9 to 3, so it was a decent chunk of my summer, but I enjoyed doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And Isha, were you also 5 days a week?
I was not 5 days a week. I went in as much as I could,
Okay.
and I worked a couple longer hours so that way I could do some other things. But I worked from like 8 to 4, normally like 3 times a week.
Okay. I love that it was met for each of you with your schedules and availabilities and, flexibility, because it's not about the rigid schedules of got to be there at this time, but more about the experience, and participating in it. So, I'd love to kind of talk, a little bit about this process. Again, we got it on this top of the screen for folks, uploaded, but also these are the stickers and they're incredible. I was, frankly, when I went in for a pre-meeting to see some of the finalists, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I was blown away and what I thought was neat. And I'll let each of you talk about the process and your experience. But it wasn't just one. There was, I think, 4 different designs that were all different, all unique, all incredible. And then a group of tech pros and educators and nonprofit leaders voted on the winner. And this was the one that I think everyone loved, which was really cool. But Isha, we'll start with you, maybe, of what was the process like? What was your experience? And, what did you enjoy about it?
Yeah, the process was super interesting and much more in depth than I thought it would be. I mean, the first day that we heard about it, we like sat down with almost everybody from the office, the interns and all the employees there, and we like had this big like brainstorming session of what does Ohio Tech Day mean to us and what do we want it to mean for other people. So it was we just had this whiteboard up and we were throwing out ideas and we were like innovation and acceptance and like all these different things. And we specifically, like me at least, I wanted to make sure that the logo had like some sort of inclusion and some sort of feeling of I can do this too. And with all the like the different colors and everything and like the sort of like fun but still like important design of all the robots in the background, I feel like everybody can sort of connect to it. And so I love that we were able to incorporate that in because I feel like everybody can sort of like find something they like in the sticker. And that was really important to me at least.
Yeah, I love that. And one of mine is I'm looking at it now. As I was going around and showing people before we made the announcement, it was so cool how everyone picked out a different piece of it, that they really liked. Someone liked the thumbs up, others liked how the white text popped, others liked the colors, where, as you said, the inclusion and acceptance and openness was something that seemed really inviting. And so, I love that same thing where everyone had a little bit different piece of why they liked it, but it was all part of a broader theme of, just kind of openness. And, Tech Day is about, it should be open to everyone, and tech can be a career opportunity for hopefully any student across Ohio. And that's what this is all about. But Hosung, would love your perspective on the process, what you enjoyed about it, and anything that kind of stood out to you.
Um, Isha really just described the process really well. It was just a big like collaborative effort of everyone in the office working together and like throwing out ideas. Like everybody was like shouting words that like came to their head, and then we would like look up like logos online and find ones that we liked, and then we would take like little screenshots of it and then put it onto like a mood board. So it'd be like one like big board with like 30 different logos, so we would just use like other logos as inspiration for our logo. And the most important thing to me was I wanted a logo that would look good and people would like put on things and like just enjoy having. And I think that really came out well in this because like the more you look at it, like the more you see. Because
Yeah.
at first you don't notice everything that's there, but as you like look closer at it, you see like all like the little aspects that are like
Yeah.
hidden.
That's really cool. So, I'd be curious, from that first meeting where you were told, "Hey, this is a project you'll be working on during your summer internship," to kind of delivering the final product or package of, "Hey, here's the 4 for folks to consider." How long did that take the group to put it all together? Was it done in a week? Was it done in a couple weeks? How long from start to finish did it take you all? And Esha, maybe, or Hosung, I see on mute. Why don't you go ahead?
I think from start to finish, we had our first like discussion, brainstorm meeting, and then we had like another one the week after, and then the following week, and then we had Justin, who works at OSA, and he's like really good with logos, so he was able to get all our ideas and create our vision into a logo in a very short amount of time. So I think it took in total probably like a month and a half to 2 months of working together.
That's really cool. And one of the things that I know each of you have heard us talk about is that we hope, your all's work will turn into an annual exercise, and hopefully we'll be able to invite more students to put their pieces together or put their design and inspiration into a logo, and they can submit it, and it can be kind of a statewide, fun competition where, if you're a freshman in high school and this is the first one you get, by the time you've graduated, you've had 4 of these, and it can be on your laptop or locker or water bottle. But Isha, for perhaps a student that's watching this that maybe says, "Hey, I'd love to, participate in this, but I don't have a graphic design background. I don't have, a ton of artistic skills. I got some ideas, but I don't, really have, this is so well done. It might be a little daunting. How would you kind of encourage them to maybe work with either tech pros in their local area or teachers to kind of get involved in something like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's that like initial motivation that's like so important, and it's just making sure you focus on that. Um, Doing something like this logo up here is just, and having that motivation to do it is, you know, amazing. And so really I found that like connecting to people on LinkedIn was very important, and it's not only a skill to have now, but it's also a skill that'll transfer on. So if you are trying to make a logo and you do have like a design in mind but you don't know how to do it, find people on LinkedIn, find people like near you, who you believe had that experience or can at least guide you throughout the experience. um, and just, also like YouTube tutorials. We have a lot of YouTube these days. It's one of my favorite platforms. um so there's like multiple resources out there. Connecting to people near you, a skill you will focus on forever. YouTube, something that will also be around forever. um Going out to friends, even. You might not have friends who are into like digitally graphic stuff, but like at least know how to make art. I personally am not an artistic person, but I have a lot of friends who are into art. And so, getting people's help and getting people's different perspectives, I think would be super important and super helpful in eventually making your own logo.
Yeah, I love that, and I love your commentary about where it doesn't have to be an overly technical solution in order to try this. And you've mentioned YouTube and the tutorials and reaching out to maybe pros, and you all worked with some local tech pros at OSA to help put this together. But the other is there's a lot of interesting no code options out there. For websites, it's things like Squarespace, where you don't necessarily have to be, have a computer science or a coding background. But for graphic design, there's things like Canva, which is an incredible platform that we use all the time, where it's got a ton of templates and a ton of inspiration, and then you can bring, you can take all the different things out there, and it really helps you do it without having that technical background. But it's that great kind of entry point that'll help there. So that's really neat and really cool. But kind of next steps of this, where again, Tech Day is an annual celebration. It's the last Friday in September every single year. Each of you are passionate about tech, so much that you got an internship in high school. Hosung, what about tech for you interests you? And, as you're thinking right now, what do maybe you hope to continue exploring within tech, whether it's in, future jobs or future college or higher education or something or anything like that? What about tech is it for you that really interests you and gets you passionate?
I think the part about like technology and coding that interests me the most is like we're just getting started with technology. There's so much more in technology that can be like created and that can happen. So we're really just like the tip of the iceberg right now. So that's really interesting to think about. And I like coding because like whenever you start a code, you have like an idea, like initial idea that you start with, and just like a blank like coding project, but like each line that you write like builds onto that, and each line plays like an important role like to the final product, like the final product. So it's like the idea of creating like something out of like initially nothing is what really like draws me into coding. So it's kind of like building Legos. Like at first you have like all the tools and everything, and you have like nothing to start with, but like you put each like piece together, and in the end you have like what you wanted. So I think that's definitely what draws me into like technology and coding.
That's really cool. Esha, how about you?
If you don't mind, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sure, of course. So what about tech kind of, as you're thinking about your future outside of high school, whether again it's, future jobs you would like to have, or higher education that you might study in something. What about tech excites you, and why is it something that you're passionate in?
I mean, similar to Hosung, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Like all this stuff we're seeing right now is so new and so innovative, but it's easily in like 10, 20 years just going to be the foundation of what we know. Um, and that's super exciting. And not only that, I think the potential of technology is so cool and so mind blowing. Like by the time me and Hosung will be in the workforce, so much stuff would have happened by then. And so getting to mess around with that and learn and play with all of that and see the true capabilities of it in that time is just so exciting for me. Like I can't wait to go to college and learn about all that stuff and everything new that's happening, because computer science and like IT and all that in that huge field, it's growing every year. The statistics are insane just to see like the job growth and how many people are needed, just because of how big it's all getting. So that's something that really excites me. And honestly, I can't wait to see how many people we can help. Philanthropy is one of my biggest things. I love helping out other people in any way I can. And so I am like more than like, I can definitely bet so much that technology will be one of the main ways we'll be helping people in the future, whether that's medically, whether that's scientifically, whether that's, just with getting resources out there to people who need it, all that sort of stuff. I'm so excited to see, and I'm so excited to use myself.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I couldn't agree more, and that's what's I think so fun about tech is that it touches everything. Every company out there has tech, whether they consider themselves a tech company or not. Or you look at medicine and the future of that, or transportation and the future of that. Tech and innovation touches it all. But I could go on. I could ask a ton of more questions because you two are incredible, and the work that you did with your fellow interns at OSA are incredible. And we're thankful for the partnership with Dublin City Schools, because you all have been showing up and making things like this possible. And I think it's cool that over 10,000 of these have gotten shipped across the state in the lead up to Ohio Tech Day, which is really 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 neat. And so thank you both for your time today and participating in this conversation, but also for what you did all summer and putting this, because a finished product like this can be really taken for granted, but it was a lot of hard work that made it happen. So I want to thank you both. Thank your other classmates at Dublin City Schools that were part of the internship program and that helped put this together and make it possible. But I've really enjoyed this conversation. Again, thank you both, and we appreciate everyone for tuning in on Ohio Tech Day today. So continue celebrating. We'll look forward to seeing more pictures online, and make sure you take them with this so we can check out all their hard work over the summer. So thanks everyone, and have a good day. We'll see you shortly. Bye-bye.